What makes a tactical shooter is what a lot of gamers may ask, is not many people know the difference between a tactical shooter and a non-tactical shooter. What makes a tactical shooter is its slow pace, and these are just some things that I'm going to be explaining throughout the video. It's slow pace, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of strategy. Games like Call of Duty and Fortnite, things like that, are based more off of having fun instead of having to think more on strategy based tactics. For example, Call of Duty has fast paced movements, and that as well goes for Fortnite. Fortnite also has fast paced movements. So, games like Operator have less fast paced, and you have to think strategy wise over the you have to think strategy wise over movement wise. Things like Call of Duty and Fortnite have sliding, have jumping, things that would promote faster movements and overall more fun and non-tactical. When you get into a game like Operator, you have to use tactics and strategies to go in and actually complete a mission. If you do not use strategies, that can cost you in the long run. It will not. It will, instead of completing a mission, you'll most likely end up failing the mission and not being able to complete it. Aiming is another thing. Aiming is a quite bit different. Call of Duty is more focused on your enemy that is right directly in front of you. When I mean Call of Duty is based off the enemy straight in front of you, I mean by it's based off of the enemy that is in your scope range instead of what is actually your peripheral vision. Now, on games like Operator, you have a wider peripheral vision and more centered on saying of where every enemy is instead of just one. It promotes things like, well, strategized thinking in close quarters combat, which is a major difference compared to your usual shooter game like Fortnite and Call of Duty, where instead of using strategies, you'll just go in and straight right into where you get into the gameplay of the game. You'll automatically be trying to look for enemies without any base strategy. The games like Operator and more tactical shooters make thinking primary task that you have to do no matter what map you're in. It's something that you automatically have to do. Things like movement on Call of Duty will give you away. For example, sliding and jumping out around corners gives your position away because it shows the enemy where you're basically at by just things like you can hear the footsteps easier. Things like Operator, you have to pay attention to how you move around and then figure out when and how to play based off a strategy. Like, if you have a full team of players or multiple teams, you can have multiple teams set up in different areas to take the enemy by surprise. Things like Operator, when you go to reload, it is not as fast. It is more slow paced, so you have to it takes actual time. So you got to really think about if you're going to switch to your secondary weapon or a different weapon, or you're just going to go in and switch to your primary weapon, like your AR or sniper rifle. Also, games like Call of Duty wants you to finish a kill. Like, you're not able to finish a kill as fast. It takes a tiny bit longer because it doesn't have where if you get shot in the head, you would automatically die. It actually has a health bar instead. Games like Operator that are more tactical have things that it depends on which certain body part you get shot on. And if you get shot on a very important body part, like the head, it will take more and more damage away. But at the same time, it would limit your movements if you got simply shot in the leg. It would limit complete movement. It would slow you down if you don't take time and actually put a tourniquet or use painkillers to kill the pain in game. So overall, the game has more tactical things. You have to think strategy based. You have to think. And another thing, just like the scope, the laser isn't exactly where you would aim. It would be in between the scope and the laser, right in like a little L shape that it would be. So if you see that little L shape right there in the middle of my crosshair, it will be right in the middle of it, basically. Right there, instead of right here where the laser would be aiming, and a little bit slightly below where your scope, where you would aim your scope. So it's not all based off of, well, this is where you're going to shoot with your scope, and it automatically hits that place. You have to slightly aim above, like if I was going to hit a guy from here in the head, I would have to slightly aim above the head with the scope and think, oh, yep, that's going to be exactly where. And, like, it would be great if we could have a little bit more players on here to have better matchmaking, things like that. Which it doesn't have matchmaking, but it has a multiplayer server tab, just like some of the other games do. It's not a battle royale, but it's more like actual missions. You can go and verse your friends and things like that if you play on PC. Unfortunately, the game is not released to consoles. It is still under early development, but it is released for PC. Okay, it's still in early access. My bad. Yeah, it's still in early access, so yeah, like I said, it would be a great game. It is a great game. So go check it out. I think you would like it. I think everybody would like it, honestly, if you play more just shooter games overall. If you want to learn how to think a little bit more tactical in your decisions on gaming, it can help as well. Yeah, just try it out. There's cool little features on here, so yeah, try it out, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video of me just jabbering and talking away for absolutely no reason. Totally. I just wanted to... I kind of want to... So there's this thing from 0.06 update. I don't know when this got added, because I didn't play at that moment. But make Operator great again. I really want Operator to be made great again, because this is a great game overall, but like if we can get more and more players, we can have probably a little bit better of experience with online matchmaking and or not matchmaking, but online multiplayer servers and things like that. You can actually, I didn't know this, I guess this is a brand new thing because you can't move around the other seats, I don't think. Can you? I'm inside the table. Oh. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope y'all have a great rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. See y'all in the next one.